What's up? My name is Desmond Sams. I own the clothing brand Tags, and I'm here to answer some questions for Sounds of the Future.
I love you, 508.
So, my name is Desmond. I'm from Los Angeles. I started, this brand to really pursue a passion of putting street art out there as more than just, something that can be seen, looked down upon, right? Because since growing up, coming from a city that's big in street art, I've always been interested. I've always been, encapsulated by that culture. So I was like, and I've also done my own type of designs and everything. I've done murals and all that. So I was like, how can I turn what I do as a passion into something monetary? So I started my clothing brand Tagged, and it's more than just, selling pieces to find a side hustle. It's really just like pushing into something that, a new type of niche, a new type of category of, art that I've never really, seen something like my own brand be presented into this industry. So, as you can see, I design everything. Everything that I've made, I've designed, I've drawn up. It's been on my iPad. I drew it up on paper, put it on my iPad, and set it up on my own, type of, design style. And we're building up right now. I have my account. I'm posting videos every single day, day, whatever on my journey. I have a quota goal right now. I'm trying to hit 6 figures before graduation, really scale my brand up. And yeah, man, so I'm just enjoying loving every piece of it, really putting out really just some dope clothing for, the people who are interested. And yeah, man, so I'm excited to see where it goes. So I'd say like during COVID, what you see online is definitely something that, influences you. And I've seen other people start brands and stuff, and I was like, that's cool. Yeah, like I could do that, but I never saw it as something that was like, I need to do. I never like looked at something and I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I always seen stuff as like, I could enjoy doing this now, but I could change that in the future. So over time, I was thinking like, let me just pursue what I enjoy just like as a hobby. So in the past, during COVID, I was drawing any different type of thing I could find. I started off drawing anime characters, and all this started from my love of drawing, right? Like everything I've done, that's why I've drawn up everything I've created. So all this started from my love of drawing, and from there it started off just, I developed in my craft and that, and I never saw this as like, oh, this is 100% what I'm going to do. Like, when I was younger, I never was like, oh, this is what I have to do growing up. I was like, you know what, let me start off, with what I enjoy doing and go from there. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, this is my dream job. So yeah, I'd say it developed over time. It wasn't always like, this is exactly what I'm gonna be doing. So LA and New York are, they're two sides of the same coin, right? They're not exactly the same, but they're the same in a sense, right? Two very big cities. Personally, I believe they're the two biggest cities in America. And coming from LA, it comes to more like, from what I've experienced out there, I didn't grow up in like the hood per se. I grew up in like a decent neighborhood. I grew up in like a calm, like, urban neighborhood. And, there's always like, street art, graffiti everywhere. And I was like, and from a creative sense, I never saw it as like, oh God, this is like the city becoming, tainted or whatever. Like, 'cause that's what people saw it as out there. Like, I was like, this is some, creative expression type. So I was like, over time, I realized, like between both cities, I don't know if New York is any crazy different in artistic styles, because New York and LA are very, creative as cities, like I'd say New York is more into music than LA is into art. I feel like LA is more the media art style, and New York is definitely more into the music industry. So, I feel like they're very similar, but they have their own different, qualities within arts. So yeah, but I'd say, from a creative sense, I'd say I feel more inspired coming from LA art styles, but walking around in New York, I'm always gonna see something. I feel like, just walking around in New York, I get inspired just by seeing stuff. But I feel like LA is just like influenced me so much to where anything I draw, it's gonna be in an LA style. So I'd say it's definitely goes hand in hand. I wouldn't say there's any like crazy difference, but yeah, I feel like respectively, like when I have a different drive for something, LA and New York are always gonna be rooted in one or the other. If you have one of my friends in here, you can interview him right now. I could tell you, one of my friends, I'm thinking of one of my friends right now, anytime I'm drawing or designing something, like they could be having a regular conversation with me, and then it looks like I like would have a light bulb above my head. I have like a crazy idea, and I'm like, yo, I just thought of something crazy. Let me break up my computer, break up my pad. Like when it comes to a creative process, you will very much so see that I'm in the zone. Like it won't just be like, oh, he's creating right now, whatever. When I have a creative process, you very much so see like, oh, he just came up with an idea. Like he's locked in right now. Like, let him do that, and then he's gonna show me after. Like, I definitely have like an insane drive when it comes to it. Like, and if I were ever, I'd say witnessed when I'm, in a creative mode and creative design process, it's very, I'd say you'd see me extremely excited, then extremely focused, and then after I'm like, all right, what do you think? It's definitely more of like a initial thought, process, and then review. So I think it's very, it's very sequenced, I would believe. Yeah, no, my community, I'm blessed to have the people that I have behind me in this. Like my friends and family, they're always, whenever I ask them like, yo, like, this is what I have, like, can you sit down with me and like, help me figure this out? Or like, I have an idea, would you like to help me part of it? I have a very supportive group of people behind me and I love them, I appreciate them truly, man. Like, even being in college, I met my group of friends that have supported me in this in college. Like, my very first photo shoot, I paid nobody. It was just us going to Dumbo in Brooklyn, under the Manhattan Bridge and all that. Our first photo shoot was myself, a couple of my friends, and my other friend who has a YouTube channel. He brought his video camera. We took photo shoots. First photo shoot, still the best photo shoot to this day that I've had. And I've had like professional photographers sometimes come in. And like, it's like the group of people that I have behind me, I'm extremely blessed to find the people that I do have. And like, it's just a phenomenal experience. And my family's been extremely supportive. Like, the stigma, I would say the stigma of, pursuing a side hustle that's, more than just something to get quick cash while in school. It can be seen as a distraction from your studies. But my parents were like, yo, this is like, if this is something you're passionate about, then do it. Cause I'm lucky to say that my passions align with what I do in school because I'm a marketing major. So within, media and advertising and, sales and all that, what I do online to build up my brand is extremely parallel with what I do in school. So yeah, just my support system is insane. Like my family, I love my family and they've always been supportive with me. My mom, my dad, shout out to them. Like they've been behind me in this whole thing. Anything that I've asked them or anything that they could help me on, they've been there. So yeah, it's only elevated me. And I'll say this and exactly why. I have videos on this. If you guys look at my page, I have videos on why it's important to stay in school while you're doing this. Because the opportunities, especially at our school, at St. John's, the opportunities at this school within building a personal brand are insane, especially in the business school. I have connections within the marketing department. I've had a pop-up shop on campus before. Like, there are so many different opportunities you can have through school and through, just through really putting yourself in a community, because school is a community. It's more than just classes. It is a community of people building up to what they want to do. College is a place where people find what they want to do and pursue it. So personally, I never saw it as a distraction. I literally saw it as a place like it's a melting pot and I can dip tagged into it and really spread it out along the campus. So I see it as a place of opportunity, and I see it as more than just, as nothing that's holding me back. I see it as more, pushing into my success. So yeah. The mission statement behind my brand is, it's not just street art. It's not just, what you see out and, on murals and on different billboards and things like that. You don't see it's not just, oh, it's similar to spray paint stuff. It's the message that type of art has. It's creatively express yourself no matter what environment and unapologetically show who you are wherever you are, no matter what. Like, don't hold yourself back for nothing. Like, if there's a wall or if there's a barrier there, you're gonna find a way around that and you're gonna do what you need to do. So it's more of just defying certain principles that are placed and really, it's more of I see it as more like a revolutionary expression in the clothing brand industry. It's the mission statement, it's in our bio too. Our mission statement is to be extra among the ordinary. It's to unapologetically express yourself in a world where, assimilation and saturation is insane, especially in this type of industry. And the meaning behind the name, it's not an acronym. People would say it's an acronym. It looks like an acronym, but it's not. So, if I were to give the etymology of the clothing brand name, tagged comes from the word tag, TAGGED, that's how it's spelled. And when you spray paint something, when you spray paint anything, you call it tag. It's like, oh, this place got tagged, this place got tagged, whatever. And so I just took out some letters and just made it look, more like a little, unique or whatever, right? So it was definitely, if I were to really give the story behind it, I was talking about the idea with my friends and we were brainstorming a name, and one of my friends said tagged, and the entire night I was like, there's no better name. So I was like, all right, we're gonna use that name for it. And from there, it shot up from there. It's more than just the name, it's more than just what it looks like, it's more of just what it represents. And what I create in my videos over time, it's really showing what this brand represents of unapologetically expressing myself in the way I want to, and unapologetically expressing the brand of how I want it to be. So yeah, so over time, I see it as really growing into its own message, so yeah. So, if I'm on YouTube almost every day looking at, taking inspiration from different people. Virgil, Abloh, definitely someone up there. Like, rest in peace, man. Like, one of the greatest designers this world has seen. Like, definitely he's up there. He's, Off-White and everything he's done for all of his personal brands. It's like, he is someone who I definitely take inspiration from of do what you want to do in the way you want to do it and, put it to the right audience. And yeah, man, it's just, he's definitely an inspiration. And besides him, a lot of content creators I see online. There's a guy, I don't know if you know him, his name is Mino Lee on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen him. He's he's more in a different niche. He does just content creation for people who want to scale up their personal brands. And he was the person who really inspired me to start doing daily videos. And I was like, if, someone can do that in college, if someone can do this type of thing in college, and do it for as long as he did in college. He, stopped going to college, but I don't see myself doing that. If he was able to do that in college and, really find the group of people that he, support, that he brought his brand up with, I feel like that's something that I can do as well. So he's definitely an inspiration. And I feel like there's one more person. Oh, one person. If I were to really go way back during COVID, there's a YouTuber who did an art YouTuber, just an art YouTuber named Vex, VEXX, and he would just doodle and draw so many different designs and just really just create some type of art that you wouldn't see anywhere else. Like his style is very much similar to street art. He's done murals. He actually did a mural over in Bushwick, so that's something that I've been wanting to check out. So yeah, he's a YouTuber from Belgium, very, very talented, very creative person, and I think he was the first person that really started me to get into the root of it all is my passion for drawing, and it started from there. And he was someone that inspired me to really get into drawing during COVID. So yeah, definitely him as well. So yeah. Time management, that is the biggest thing. That's something that I'm going through right now. Time management is insane. Time management is something that I'm currently dealing with. But at the end of the day, when you have an obsession, when you have something you care about that much, you're gonna find a way around balancing all of it and really pushing through and really succeeding your goals and keeping everything to a level of how bad do you want to be, how bad do you want what you aspire for. So I'd say time management is definitely something important because I'm a student, obviously. I'm very involved on campus, so but I want to stay involved and I want to stay in pursuance of my brand. So obviously I'm a very busy person, but I think I've been hustling since I started this brand, and I'm gonna keep hustling, I'm gonna keep grinding, keep doing what I do. So I'd say time management is definitely something that's one of the biggest struggles that I could have, but I'm working through it. And if you said marketing and putting the brand out there, I'd say marketing isn't anything that's a terrible struggle because marketing is my forte, so to speak. So I find joy in finding different marketing strategies, and if one thing doesn't work, I'm like, okay, how can I do it better? So it's definitely a task, or you could say it's a business struggle, but it's not a struggle to where I'm like, God, can I just get this over with already? No, this is something where I enjoy the process of finding what works, finding what doesn't work, and really pushing forward into the right direction. So the business aspect of it, I love each part of it. So I'd say the real struggle is just time management and balancing everything. So 10 years from now, I want to be the head creative director, CEO level of this brand. Even if it's not just named TAGD, even if it's not the same thing, I want to have this brand scale up to be be really up there with I don't know, 10 years, maybe up there with Nike. I don't know, Nike's big, but that's a goal. That is a goal. Nike is something that I really shoot for. And all those large streetwear brands that you see, I want it to be a household name within the graphic fashion industry, the streetwear industry, right? I want it to be a household name within 10 years from now. And it's something that I know, consistently grinding every single day. It's gonna be an obsession every single day. But, I want it to be a very large business by 10 years from now. I want to be at the top of it. So someone that did something they wanted to do without hesitation. Hesitation is something, and overthinking is something that I struggle with a lot, and I want to move past that and be I want people to look at my legacy as this is someone who saw what he wanted to do, did it, and didn't think twice about it. So yeah, that's something that I really want to be remembered as you know, an inspiration to others who want to pursue anything similar, or even if it's not exactly what I'm doing, just don't have hesitation. Don't stop yourself. Because really, in anything that you have, especially in America, bro, if you have anything that you're passionate about, you're really your own biggest problem. Like, don't stop yourself from doing it. Don't have hesitation. Don't be like, oh, well, I couldn't. You're going to be thinking about it all the time. If you're thinking about it all the time, just do it, man. Like, do what you aspire towards. Drops is going to be a lot. I'm actually going to be talking about that. So in the next video that I'm doing this weekend, I'm going to be making a video on announcing all my different drops. So I'm dropping, you know, from my LA heads, my LA style heads out there. We're dropping work shirts. We are dropping mechanic style, you know, Dickie style work shirts where I'm custom embroidering and custom patching different work shirt styles and, you know, creating just work shirts for the brand, right? And so I want to make those, and you know, I have inspiration pieces. I made a video about that. I made the mock-up on video the other day. So that's something that I want to put out by spring/summer, like May, June, July type of time. You know, I'll probably, you know, during that span drop different colorways for it, like tan, black, gray, things like that. So I'm gonna definitely have that drop during that time. And then, you know, in the winter is when hoodies are coming out. I have a really good design for hoodies that I also talked about too. So, and over time, I'm gonna keep designing. Like, designing is like something that I'm obsessed about. So I'm in the process of bringing those products to life, you know, really getting the bulk orders and, you know, talking to manufacturers of getting those products in. So, you know, by the end of the year, I'm gonna drop the work shirts and like the first colorway of the work shirts, and then over time, I'm gonna drop the rest of them. And yeah, so yeah, those are my future drops, you know, work shirts and hoodies. And then later down the line, if we really could, like if I really scale this brand up, I want to do varsity Letterman jackets. That is like a big goal. That's like, if I could sport a Letterman jacket, a tag Letterman jacket around campus, man, that's like I made it while still in college. Like that's my goal. That's my big goal. So yeah, words of wisdom, definitely. I would say one key thing is start early, start as early as you can. If you have an idea, if you have anything that you are, you know, that you are like, you know, are up in the air about it, it's like, oh, I could, but I'm doing this, and that. Just do it, man. Just start it and everything else will figure it out. When I thought of doing these videos, when I thought of creating TAGD, the only thing that I thought about, okay, is I want to do this. I'll figure it out managing everything else later. As long as, like, at the end of the day, if you have something that you are enjoying doing and it's not going to put you in like terrible conditions in the future, man, like, go do it. Like, just, it'll figure itself out. Everything takes time. Everything good takes time. So you don't have to have it all figured out right now, but at least taking some sort of step, dipping your foot in the water, man. Like, just take that step.
I love you, 508.